Good morning. Suraj Singh again. You take your time. Early morning, election day starts, but nothing starts. Today's talk is different. It is in English and of course it starts long back. We are Bharat. Hum Bharat. We are Bharat. Not started this century started. You can say when Earth started. But I will not go to that detail. I will just like to limit to few centuries back. You can say before Mughals, British, and then now, we ourselves. We are Bharat today, so called India, so called powerful nation in Asia, in world. But do we stand powerful? We have to check ourselves as people of India, people of Bharat. First, we have to check ourselves, evaluate ourselves what we are. If we don't evaluate ourselves, nobody can evaluate us. We cannot depend upon some people, other people, to check us, examine us, and find our value. In modern world, every person has to find its own value, see what one has done, what can be done by that person. If you certify yourself as a competent one, only then others can certify you. When you appear in examination, you yourself know what you have performed. Examiner knows later on. So as Bharat, as a nation, as a part of this world, 16-20% public of this world belongs to us, our country. But what type of people we are? Have you ever thought of? Are we really called people? Are we really called society? Intelligent society, dynamic society, leading society, or we are called a defer society, sleeping society, depending upon others' power society, no dynamism society, no potential strength, no kinematic strength, no running strength, just sleeping strength. What type of societies we have been so far? Or we are a society just living to take food, sleep, generate kids, and leave this world? What type of people we are? Are we sleeping society? Are we awakened society? Are we thinking people? Are we think tank or think see what we are? It is our duty to evaluate ourselves, and particularly to youth of this world, youth of this country, Bharat country, our youth. I am really concerned about those youth. Because youth of 100 years back and youth of 200 years back in this country, youth of 50 years back and youth of 30 years back and youth of today, there is a lot difference. Lot differences there. Difference of equivalence to difference between sky and earth. And there is no sky, only color. Sky can't be measured. No one can measure sky distance from earth. So they call this a space. A space is unlimited. Same thing applies to us. Our youth, our seniors, our middle class, our middle aged, and veterans. Those people who lived 1000 years back in this country, and those people who lived 500 back in this country, and those people who lived 300 back and 100 years back in this country, and those great people living now, we have to measure their capability, their potential, their values to ascertain ourselves now what we are. We used to call proudly, oh, we are Bharat and we have this much and we have 35% youth and we are so many percent of this and that. All people say like that in theory. And they don't know even theory is right or wrong, whether it is correct or is not correct. We don't know that. Our most important aspect is that we have to measure ourselves. We cannot say America has to measure us, or Russia has to measure us, or other nations have to measure us. No, we have to measure ourselves and tell people that what we are. Elections are coming, elections are going, now elections are moving. Election is one part of our life, and that is of course very important part of our life because he makes our future. But question is, we have to see from where we started, what was our practical origin in this age, in these centuries, century of 19, century of 18, where we have faced a struggle. Our forefathers and their forefathers, and you can say to take to many generations back, your forefathers, what type of people they were. If we go back to say 1000 years, 500 years back, you'll find our life was very dynamic in one way and sleeping another way. We are we are inheriting society from those forefathers who had lands, who had agriculture, who had drinking water from canals, from no canals you can say, from wells you can say. A well is also a form of good drinking water. If you go to deep well, which is say 100, which is say crosses 5 or 6 layers of soil, If you go to first layer and take water, that is dirty water, that is not pure water to drink. If you go to, you can say layers, crossing three or four layers, and see water layer there, water body, and if you take out water from there, it's very good water. There's no, you can say dust in that. There is no sediment, no turbidity in that, and you can drink that water. In those days, that water was drunk. We used to get help from bullocks, from oxes, from camels, from other animals, and their vehicles connected to them to transport our materials. In those days, cities were very limited. All were villages and agricultural land. You can say there was no problem to live with as far as achievement and you can say travel of food and small residences and clothes are concerned, were concerned. There was no difficulty. You had water, you had milk, you had food, you had rice, you had any, there's a weight, you have small spices, and there was no other problem. You used to keep for years together to use for your family, and there was no problem. And there was no problem seen where mind was required. There people used to sleep, take good food, take milk, take so-called lassi, take ghee, cream, and enjoy life. That was that life before even Mughal era. Come to Mughal era, we welcome them. Oh, come on, foreigners, you come on, you are our guests because we believe in Atithi Devo Bhave. God is our guest, and guest is our God. Both are same. We welcome them as a humility, is a good gesture. If you welcome somebody, but it should be some limit. Up to 3 days, one is a guest. After 3 days, one can never be called a guest, can be called a partner. So they became our partners, and after being partners, they become our honors. We allowed them to be our honors, Swami. We allowed them. So whose mistake it was? It was our mistake or their mistake? They wanted shelters because they had no such shelters. They had no money. They came to our country. They knew our country was rich. Our country had all types of items that could feed their life. We were living in such a society where there was no problem at all. If you, even your family had 100 people, you could survive very well because your stomach was filled, your clothes were okay, not very good clothes, but reasonably coverable clothes, and you have a shelter to sleep, you have money for marriages and this and that. So you face no problem at all. And those people who came from Arab world now so called, and from Africa they came, and from so many other places they came. Maybe you don't know names of those places now. Those names were different in those days. Those places were deserted areas where there was no production. England was deserted, America was deserted. They had no place. There was snowfall, and the snow doesn't allow any crops and infertility. So we were having such part of this world which you can say was God gifted, and we enjoyed that. We used that, but you allowed others to come. Okay, that's a, you can say humanity. You allowed them, but those were not humans who came. They started looting you can say infancy, infant attitude, our innocence attitude. They did that. We allowed that also. If you analyze that stage, being an intellectual, if you think the social engineering to assess what it was, just to know what we can do today and where we can take precautions about. If you don't take precautions or if you don't learn lessons from your past mistakes, you are called a fool. And if you want to keep yourself in the status of fool, be fool, no problem. But question is not a question of an individual, it's a question of a person who's an intelligent and whose country it is, who belongs to this country, and this country says you are my subject and you have to take my care. Country will not speak in utterances, but country gives you indications about the status of society it is having today, and society is suffering because of our individual problem. We as individual intellectual people in current stage and now in 2000 eras, we are not thinking of our country. And in those days, in old eras, we were not supposed to think because we had everything with us. We had food, we had shelter, we had all facilities of life which were required in those days, in those normal substances, not like electricity or television, all those were not there. But there was no need at all. Because people were working hard in sun, in wind, they were working hard, they were growing crops and they were collecting crops and managing crops and taking battles and staying alive. So those periods are different. The fightings were going on. Though even if you go back further, thousands of years back, Mahabharata happened, and this is life. It happens. And people cannot be friends all. Everybody has some enemies in life. Even in God's area, there would have been enemies to each other. We don't care about that. But question, we are talking for ourselves now. Where do we stand? Do we stand in a positive world, or do we stand in a negative world, or do we stand in a confusing world, or do we stand in a world where is the world? We just still are living as animals. That's the question. Question is, I am just discussing from those days we were started being ruled by Mughals and getting transitions from Mughals to English and then to our own these group leaders who are now working as our rulers. That is my question. That is my self question, which we have to answer as an individual self. I am self. I am analyzing on that. I am thinking on that, contemplating on that in deep and deep and deeper studies, and that is something which I am sharing with you people. And that's a very important part of intellectuality. It doesn't need issues with professor or researcher questions. Every individual can think. You also can think. You're all educated people. And even if you're not educated, you can think. Who can stop thinking? There's no law that bars thinking. There's no law that bars worship. So is that. I am not talking about those invisible days. I did not experience those days. I don't know about those days. My father did not know those days. It's I'm talking many, many centuries back. So, but I can collect information, you can collect information, everybody collects information, and based on those information, of course, information could be erroneous. We know that, but everything cannot be erroneous. 100% can't be erroneous. You can know information from certain reliable sources or unreliable sources. Assimilate yourself. Is it right or wrong? So those Mughals whom we blame these days that they were like this and they were like that and there is that is blame something else. My question was, we were intruded. Of course we were intruded. Our country was Bharat at that time, still it is Bharat. There was a question of religions. Of course, there's a question of religion, but religion doesn't mean anything here. I don't consider any religion to dominate me because religion cannot dominate me. I made religion. No religion didn't make me. If I call myself to belong to some religion, it's my problem. It's not problem of yours. It's my headache to say I belong to what religion. Because religion is nothing. It's not seen. It's not physics. It's not chemistry. It's contemplation. You can say theory of non-existence, non-existing theory. Even religion doesn't give you anything practically. Religion is just an idea, a source, a dream. Oh, I belong to Hindu, I belong to Muslim, I belong to Christian, I belong to that. It is not a wrong entity. It's nothing. Because religion doesn't exist. Human being exists, soul exists, world exists, solar system exists, and universe exists. It's only contemplation. I have discharged just for references only. If you see, I have put all diagram. If you can see here, I keep you telling this. Suppose this is a diagram which I consider a dead body, for example, or a live body, whatever you can see. This is a five-sided figure here. This five-sided figure is telling you there is something existing. There is a 5 minutes control, and there is a portion of religion here. If you see, this is swastika. Swastika with Om and some other which it belongs to Veda system. You may call it Hindu, but I don't call it Hindu. It is swastik. Swastik means swasth, health. Good health is called swastik. Means Satya also it is called Satya means Sat. It stands for truth. Swastik stands for health. So this is called. They will say, oh, Hitler used to wear this. Yes, Hitler used to wear this because Hitler has stated that. He stated that. He might be a scholar. He stated that we don't study. America doesn't study this symbol of swastik in America. It is called omen. Now, will you believe it? In America, people call this swastika as sign of omen. There was a building in America which was a one branch shaped as swastika. They named it and plane didn't use the cross on the building. There was an objection raised in USA regarding this shape of swastika building. And later on, what they did, they didn't demolish that building, but they covered that building by some cloth so that it shouldn't be seen from top by aeroplane or someone. There's a swastika in America. This is an understanding of those people. They consider as hate because of Hitler. Hitler used wear swastika on his shirt or on some cloth as swastika illegal. It was his thought. But it is not nothing to do with religion. It's up to you how you consider this. If I consider sky watercolor and sea is blue, in some time it is not blue. So what to do? I cannot change mind of people. I'm just talking in interconnected way of countries in relation to past happen. Sorry, Hitler used it. This was Hitler's problem, not my problem or Bharat problem. If America thinks it that way, it's America problem. Now let's go to the other one. This is a swastik, which we call swastik health symbol. Okay, we consider it health symbol because belonging to Bharat, it's something like that. If you, but this was if you go to this symbol, you know this what it is double triangle, apex, upper apex and down apex. This is called double triangle. In our country, this symbol is used as Shakti symbol. If you have seen, maybe you belong to some whatever religion, if you belong to Vedism or if you so-called missing term Hindu, this is used for Devi. This is used. Many people found this on walls and here and there on temples. It's called Devi. To my understanding, to my analysis, to my research, this symbol is something else. This symbol is of course Shakti, but what does Shakti mean? Shakti means energy. Shakti means power, and from where power comes and where it applies. In physical life, Shakti is applied for generations. One part of this indicates male and other part indicates female. This is a connection of both. This is in Vedism and this is called ritual worship. You can call it yoni worship, or you cannot, whatever you call it. This is a Devi Puja and this is a real Devi. Devi means where you get real mini universe, and where is mini universe? Mini universe means it exists in woman and man both. Man is only a part of that, but woman is a full part of that. So this symbol applies to womb. This symbol applies to vaginal genital of a female, and that is the reason in India we call woman is Devi. It is our analysis, it's our valuation of women, but we don't consider it in other lives. In Devi, in India, in Bharat, we consider Devi, woman as Devi and Devis as woman. This is our understanding. This is called energy and power which a woman got from God. Because if there exists no woman, there exists no generation, there exists no further fertility, no results, and this is called a factory of generation. So this symbol indicates sexual formation, spiritual sex formation. That's what it's called, double triangle. But same triangle, double triangle, if you go to Israel, which we call Israel scientific technology, they use this symbol as well. You go and see any flag of national symbol, any national symbol on that flag, it is this. They consider it another way. They call it David triangle, mark of David, according to their research. This is used, the same symbol used in our country also. If you go to any monument which are produced by Arabs or which are produced by Mughals, which you call, you go to anyone, you will find these symbols on those red walls of stones, lime stones constructed walls. You go and see anywhere, you will find same. This symbol is not connected to any religion. This symbol is connected to science, it's connected to energy. And those people use this symbol. Mughal Akbar used this symbol. So if you go to Humayun Tomb, if you go to anywhere here in our country, Red Fort or somewhere else, you will find use this symbol on these monuments. So those people, Mughals use it, we use it, Israel use it. Now what does it mean? Where does religion stand in this case? This means this varies from location to location. This means this in some time long before this was used, this is a historical part of universe. Means it came somewhere from somewhere. What to do then? I cannot justify another way. This is my symbol, your symbol, their symbol. This is a symbol, this is interpretation of yours, how you consider this. Now go to the other symbol. If you go to this one, this is called Muslim symbols for Allah. You know Allah, they call it Allah. And also written 786, this is written in Arabic here, not in Urdu. But this is also misleading. They consider this as their, okay, fine. It's Allah. Allah means nothing. It's a translation of God. The God means, Allah means the, La means God, Allah means the God. They call like that. And they write 786 in this country only, in our country, Bharat. In nowhere Muslim world where go real Muslims means where Sunni stands, where Sunnis reside, they don't use 786. They don't believe that. They don't believe in madhas, they don't believe in maqbaratas. I have talked to many people belonging to Arab world because I work in Arab, and they do respect 786, but we respect in it. But 786 has a meaning. If you go to spiritual world, see, which I will take later on in other talks. 7 means success, and 6 means activity or karma or work, and 8 means a link. Means whatever work I am doing, it should result in success. That is meaning of 786, which I understand that. And I explained to you that one. Means your work should not fail, should not go lost. This means is that when you start any work, you pray God, oh God, do help me, give me energy. So my work doesn't go waste. This is what we do, or something else we do. Because God is for with us, and we have to ask our Father if we are going to start this, it shouldn't go waste. That's what I'm talking of. Well, if you agree with me, it's fine. If you don't agree with me, you refuse this. Ignore this. If you go to other one, then there's a Christianity symbol, cruciform. You know all well about this. This is a cube box. If it's open, you form a question. This is their symbol. And this is a six symbol, Alankar, Saptanam, whatever they call it. And this is another symbol which is double square. Square angle, one square and another square fixed on at 45 angle on that. This is also our symbol in one way, and this is also symbol used in the Arab world. You might have seen Arab or not, I don't know, but you go to say, but the same the square on square exists on many buildings in Arab world. And this is our symbol. You see horoscope, open horoscope boundaries, and see something, you'll find equality. So this is what I'm referring to, is something else. Nothing to do with my talk, but this is a reference to how world moves and how we moved. We spent centuries and centuries and centuries in disputes. Our Mughals mistreated us. They wanted to live in this area because this area was green. Our country was green. Our country had all requirements, all sources and resources available for continuation, for smooth continuation, efficient continuation of humanity on this land, which is known Bharat, which included Pakistan some time back, and which included Bangladesh, and some time back, which included many other surrounding part. That was Bharat, and before that, if you go to thousands of years back, Bharat was not this Bharat only, it was whole earth. Earth means Arthashastra, and Earth means Bharat. Bharat was whole earth. I am claiming that because if you go to Mexico, you will find Kali, indirectly Kali Devi there. If you go to America, you will find acceptance of Kali in form of horror Devi. And if you go to some part of Italy, you will find Agitec there, which is also Kali's same resemblance. If you go to Far East, you will find so many same resemblances. If you go to other parts of North Africa, America, and where else, you will find same type of existence and belief. This means there was a rotation of this culture which we believe from one location to another location and another location and then to another location on this earth. So Bharat was everywhere. Whole planet was Bharat. Bharat was not this simple part which we are considering now. I am pride. I am having pride to state that I belong to name Bharat, which is whole universe, whole world. That is why it is called the country of Devtas. Devta Bhumi is that school is this. I should be proud of that. I am not a Vedic religion or Hindu religion, whatever it is. I am claiming as a person to understand, analyze, and after analysis, I am finding something which is this, which is I am making a statement to you. My question is, we should not underestimate something which happened but we could not observe or we could not witness. But we can try to understand, we can mathematically understand, we can scientifically understand, we can understand by application of physics and chemistry and engineering and other subjects. But we should use that in an analytical manner with a widened approach. I am not disclaiming Hinduism, I'm not disclaiming Buddhism, I'm not disclaiming any other religion because I do not have any such right because I was born as a human being. When I came to this world, I came just as a human being, not as Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, or whatever religion you call it. I came just as a person, as a human, as a person with mind, as a social animal, and nothing else. And I will go same way also. I shall go when I leave this world. I will not go as any person belonging to any so-called sect or religion. All disputes arise because of religion. Even in the same religion, you go to anywhere in the world, if you go to Arab world, if you go to Islamic world, those people are still fighting. Iran, they say, fighting with other world. South Africa doesn't go with Iran. Iran, they call it a Shiite country. So even Saudi says this country is not Islamic country. They don't believe in Islam. They don't believe in Iran. They are not Sunnis. According to Saudi, only Sunni is Islam. And accordingly, Bharat, Sunni and Shia, both are Islam. In Bharat, there are so many sects which are Islamic, but that is a different discussion. All are human beings. We are not proud that we are Hindus. I'm not proud of that because there is nothing like Hinduism. I don't believe in this theology. You may believe or may not believe. You curse me, you abuse me. I don't care. Because I can prove that there is no term Hinduism. Hindu is a word of Arab. It's nothing to do with our country. And Hindu is known, it doesn't block any religion. You go to read Vedas, you read all Vedas, you read Ramayana, you read Mahabharata, You in Purans, you talk to Shiva, you talk to Brahma, you talk to Vishnu, you talk to Vaishno Devi, you talk to Kali Devi, you talk to all, and show me where reference after Hindu does exist. I have talked to many sadhus, top grade sadhus, and they could not answer my question. I wrote long back, many years back, on hindutoday.com, on other websites, when I used to write about something in politics and society. I did not get any answer. I used to get answer only Hindu exists from time immemorial. What does mean of time immemorial? If you don't know where we started in this time, there's no meaning of that answer, because that term doesn't exist. But the question is not that. I don't want to find out issue that doesn't exist. Even if it exists, it doesn't mean anything. I don't mean these religions at all. These are nothing. I believe in universe, I believe in nature, I believe in soul, I believe in God, and I believe in God not because of name of God. I believe in God because of power of God, spirit of God, soul of God, that power that has made this world, this universe. Just think on, if you are God, would you make this world like this? What size of Earth is, what size of Jupiter is, what size of Sun is, what size of all those planets, what size of the skies, can anybody measure? Can you count number of stars? You can count sun, one sun of this system belonging to this solar system on which we have been residing. But what about other solar system? The scientists these days say yes, there are this, then there are indications there are solar systems exist, and there are billions and billions of solar systems that just we cannot see from here. We belong to this one system. This all I'm talking about. This relates to our existence, our thinking, our talks, our mind. It makes us. Sun makes our body. Water makes our body. Air makes our body. Sky makes our body. Fire makes our body. We call five elements help this body constitute, compose this body of human staying on earth. This is what is called Panchatattva body. It is Panchatattva body, and body is staying in heaven, so-called heaven or hell, that comprises of 27 elements. But we are so weak that we are only accepting five elements because we cannot accept more than that due to composition of body designed by God as such. But even if it is 5 or 27 doesn't make a sense to me, because I am made by God. I'm a God product and you are a God product. It's up to God. He's a designer. God is designer. He is engineer. He is doctor. He is professor. It is his system that he devises perfectly. Everybody has been devised in the same way, so everybody should function in the same way. But question arises, people don't function the same way. Our Bharat society functions in one way, while if you go to America, that society functions in a different way. If you go to Arab world, they try to function in some other way, while Chinese function in a different way. If you go to other countries, you'll find in Japan, you will find some other consideration. If you go to East Europe or Europe, they will find a different type of consideration. Why these variations in considerations of mind? It depends upon your social background. If we people were in Mughal worlds, having a life, this was based on slow movement, based on sleeping activity. We used to sleep hours and hours together, and I have seen people even now that they sleep 10 hours a day. Some people, intellectual people and non-intellectual people, both. It depends, and I have seen some people at the same time to sleep 3 hours to 6 hours a day. It depends upon you. This means whatever background you earned from your past history makes an impact in this world. If you go to see Arab world, they cannot walk. But you used to walk on camels in those days also, because it was desert and 45 to 50 degrees temperature without drinking water. They were used to wear white dresses and white clothes on their heads because they wanted to have the sun rays deflect or penetrate to the body in minimum percentages. That was a requirement. But in our country, there was a cap enough. So the dust should not cap doesn't mean it's a question of respect. It means dust should not come out because there were no good floors, there were no good roads. Agriculture lands were there which contains clay and silt, which is technically clay is a part of agriculture, silt is a part of agriculture, sand is not a part of agriculture. These two clay, water, they make slush. If you add water to clay, dry clay, it will be very cheap, sticky, and it will swell up. If it is dry, it's just very fine particles, very fine 0.025 millimeter. One particle which you even cannot see by your eyes. You have to use microscope to see one particle of clay, and silt is a little bigger and sand is very big. You to see one, but you take one particle of sand, you can see on your fingers, but you cannot see part of clay. But in those days, because of a custom of agriculture, system of agriculture, our agriculture was like a practical industry. Without that, you cannot survive in Mughal time and even in British time. In those times, we must have, we can say, if you did not have this, you couldn't survive. So clay was a part of life, silt was a part of life, water was a part of life, road was not a part of life, and our fields were there, and the winds was part of life, sun was part of life. Our bodies, pant and shirts were not part of life. Kurta pajama maybe not there at that time, or you can say dhoti kurta were part of time. In cold wind, kambal was part of time. In those days, we had to live in that environment. Means we were dipping in clay. To protect our body, we had to cover that, and we used to cover our head, our skull with cap, our face with some cloth, so that we should not have infection of clay, because clay contains minerals, also chemical minerals, very difficult name, Montmorillonite and alkalonite and so many other chemical names, which can affect our eyes, which can affect our nose, because these particles can penetrate our nose, even filter is there in nose, then it can go to our stomach and making a settlement there, sedimentation there, and converting into small particle like a stone, which affect kidney. If you go to that way, you can see in those days we were forced to use that type of living. Otherwise, it was not possible. There was the control of wind. Even today, there's no control of wind. There was not enough water to keep all time environmental control. You could not. Okay, on your fields you can put water for irrigation purpose, for fertility purpose, but on walkways, on your areas, in your streets, around your surrounding of the houses, you could not control. You didn't have that much water to. Even if you had canals, you could not take canals to your home. If there are rivers or there are ponds or reservoirs, as you got Johor or something else, you cannot take that or convey that to your home. So that is a part of life. Our life was forced to be that. It's not only our life. If you go to Arab world, if you go to other world where fertile world is, you go to Egypt, you go to Libya, you go to Iraq, you go to Iran, same to Afghanistan, same part of life was there, because we had fertility land. Clay was there in those lands, silt was there in those lands, and clay and silt are supporter of irrigation, a supporter of agriculture, and they have fertility power. Sand is not a fertility power. That is the reason we did not have fertility on the Arab world. We did not have fertility in England. We did not have fertility in America. They had different kind of fertility, not this type of fertility. Because snow is there everywhere. There's snow, very cold areas in Canada, in US, in England. It was not easy to have fertilization and no crops. They were bent, they were hell bent to take animals for their food. They were bent to take seafood for their survival, because there were no crops. Even their crops were limited, but in our country there was no requirement of to be fed by animals. But even then, Mughals made us do that, because from where Mughals came, they came from Iran, they came from Iraq, they came from Egypt, they came from Afghanistan. These areas were that which were fed on animals. These people, these communities were used to that eating. They impacted upon us. So it is intermixing, intercoordination, intermingling of various races coming to this country. Because this country was rich of all these requirements, all these mandatory requirements. You cannot sustain the requirement because you had a kind of natural free food. Nature was not charging anything. We had water, again I'm telling you, we had earth, we have water, we have air, we had sun, and still we have. So all these requirements which were mandatory for human existence, for food, for medicines, we have medicines. You see Vedas, Vede, you can say Dhanvantri, you call it Dhanvantri. What is Dhanvantri? You might have heard name of Dhanvantri. This is Dhanvantri Day. Dhanvantri is responsible Ayurveda. Dhanvantri is responsible this. What is Dhanvantri? Have you ever analyzed? Have you thought of? See, our system is based on article meaning. Dhan is wealth. One is what? Forest. Dhan, one, three. Three is Shakti. Three, number three. Dhan, wealth. One is jungle, forest, and this one Shakti, you can say. One Shakti, wealth. We had one Shakti which we destroyed now. Still, we had few decades back, but now you go to Dehradun, you will not find trees. You go to any other forest, you will not find trees. You go anywhere, Himalayas, there are deforestations that are going on. In cities, you have to replant trees now because you have taken off trees. To construct these roads, to construct ways, to construct buildings, to construct cities, we have removed all forests. And that is one reason the animals are entering cities now. They say, oh, leopard has come there, tiger has come there, it has entered cities, this bhediya has come there. Where they go? They are creatures who must stay in jungles, who must stay in forests. But we have you can say just like dehabitated them. We have removed their accommodations. We have removed trees so birds have no place to stay. We have removed trees and these small creatures have no place to stay. We have removed forests. These big creatures we are polluting seas. The fishes cannot live. This is what we have done. It's not only we have done, all other countries say go to Libya, you'll find same thing. Bad sea, dirty water, polluted water. You go to this is Mediterranean in Libya. You go to other as well. You go to our seas. This is part of culture. I'm bringing all this to your considerations and your talk and your share that it happened. So Mughals came to us. We were at this status. We were having this much indirect money. This is money. Of course, wealth is money. Trees are money. Jungles are money. Food is money. Our kolu money. Wells are money. Animals are money. Oxes were money. Camels were money. All were money. But we could not understand at the time that this is wealth. Money doesn't mean currency notes. It doesn't mean that. This is the medium. Currency is a medium to exchange money. You don't understand that. It's not money. It's a metal. It's a paper. It's to replace barter system only. There's no other meaning of this money. Otherwise, when you exchange something, you're exchanging material. If you go to buy a shop and buy rice or wheat, you're paying something. You're paying something in place. You could pay something else. That was barter system. Anyhow, whatsoever it is now practically money. So we had indirect money, real money we had in those days. People were having good food. Of course, they did not have electricity. They used to take food in daytime and up to sunset only. After that, they could not take food, just could use fire and make some or cook some tea. Tea was not there, was milk or something, whatever where they used to live. My question is, in those days, we were a society of this might. We were a society of high profile might because we were not poor. We were not poor, not in comparison to what rich had, but in comparison to what we had. We all were rich. Generally, people depended on irrigation, depended on land, depended on survival like that. It was a money making scheme of its own. Life moved on, hundreds of years left, centuries left. Mughal settled here, many other communities settled here. It continued. Then came our Goras, British. I told you before also how they came. I will not do that explanation again because of waste of time. These people ruled us in a dominating way. Mughals were ruling in a different way. They ruled us in a dominating as well as cooperating way. But these people tried to rule us, making us slaves. Mughals also did something, but they were not that type person. They used to cooperate because they wanted to settle here. British also wanted to settle here, but they were not that powerful as these were. They were different type of people, British. They were politely speaking people. I know British. They used to talk in a different way, but these British, they came uneducated people. They were not qualified. They were prisoners. These were shunted out from there. They were granted award exiles. They came here and they read us very well. They studied us. They observed us. And by observation, because these are not book-oriented people. British never believe in reading books and all that too much. Now they believe in, but in those days they believed too little. They were like our village people who never study and they depend on what Pandit speaks and they listen to that and they apply that. Same thing these people were. They belong to same class. They came us we were sleeping class. In Mughal time, you can designate ourselves as sleeping class. We were sleeping people. We never wanted to awaken. We want to awaken only for purpose of cultivating field, watering field, and do whatever you call it, and taking out crops from fields. And that was our life. And everybody was not busy in that. Some were busy, some were not busy. Some were busy in generating life, children, and all that, and marrying, and all these were main considerations of society. Education was not required. So the education was required in Sanskrit only, and though that was also from for higher profile peoples, for high profile people who used to apply that language. So everybody was not meant to use Sanskrit in life. mathematics in life because farmer was not required to use mathematics. Mathematics was subject that time also without mathematics what could not be built. God used mathematics, God devised mathematics, he devised many things, negative, positive, trigonometry, geometry, all that God worked. Otherwise, if he did not know the geometry, suppose this planet could not be spherical. There's no rectangular planet. There's no triangular planet. There is no everything is circle. Sun is also a planet. You see circle. Moon you see circle. Stars you see circle. Earth you see circle. Everything is in such a way endless because this universe is endless. So mind is endless. Human is endless. Human body ends. Human soul doesn't end. This is what I'm to say. So God did its job of a different nature. God did everything, but we could not understand what has been given to by our Father Almighty. So, in period of Mughals, we can say that we were a sleeping society. We were a society which could not use its mind, which could, of course, use body, its physique, its potential energy of body. It uses blood, it uses its sweat, it uses hard work. It was very strong body for everyone. We were our kisans, our farmers, our daughters, sisters. They used to cooperate. They used to extend their help, cooperation to fields, and they were all healthy people. That's the reason if you go and see the Indian children, they propagate the wealth, they propagate population. Well, that's another issue, another economical subject. Question is when we why we changed from sleeping society to a coward society during British period. I can consider that as a coward period, slavery period. It was. Of course, that continued, but that time we were so afraid that these people will eat us. My mother used to say, when these Goras used to come to village, if we see or someone is coming, we used to enter a home, so close your doors from outside. They should not enter a home. They should not see us. Such a high degree of fear existed that time during British. They threatened like as if yes, they acted very well. I know they were nothing. If you just kicked them, they'll be out. But they created such a scares. It's just like snake scares. If someone tells in your house there's a big snake, you will be just what will happen to you know psychological what happens. Same thing happened there. They submitted themselves as snakes. They are snakes. It was a snake rule, threatened rule. Everybody was scared, educated, ill-educated, bad educated, poor, shopkeeper, whoever. They all were scared. Oh, Goras. Oh, what's that? Gora is a human being. Because they don't have information about those people threatened us as dadas, Bombay dadas, das numbers, like that. They were like that. They were the numbers for us. They started business here, mercantile here, but gradually and by passing the passage of time, they started ruling us because a provision charter that was signed by then King of England. When they left that country, King of England came to King of UK came to know that our these exiled prisoners have started doing business there and they are controlling people there. And those he issued a charter to these people. Okay, you do business, you mercantile, you do all these activities, and where it is required, there is no rule from those that land. You make your own rules. You start ruling that. It happened. Charter. I have seen that. You search on your Google and you find that charter. You will find that in 1600 charter, 1600 years charter it was. It's given there. These people were issued powers to rule us, the powers to legislate where it is required. And these people got that power from king because of support from a nation, from a continental, they start ruling us. It's written that go beyond seas our regime, our empire. It is British Empire. It's written in charter. Oh, you are my beloved subjects, my beloved brothers. You go there, where our British Empire, beyond seas, you start legislating. If you are doing mercantile, you start a successful mercantile, and when the success start enacting rules, if there are just no rules, and if this rule, remove those rules, abolish them. This happened. You should know that. Why don't you study this? Why you think your college must tell you? No, college will not tell you. School will not tell you. Your mind is biggest university. That would tell you. Feed yourself, become self-teacher. Weakness of our country, students, our country's educated classes, that they depend upon teachers and professors only. And until our teacher and professor doesn't tell us do this, we will not do that. We feel shame taking a book and reading that. We are not worth reading, worth writing people now. We used to read people. We used to read books long back, few decades back. There was no information, no net, no television, nothing, no information. We depended on newspapers and we depended on information from books and novels and from history. We used to do that. Now that is missed. People don't know how to do that. What is the reason? I don't know. It's, I think, social, you can say, weakness. This weakness has spread to whole stratum of society. That stratum of society was different. It was a voluminous society, it was a mind society, it was a reading society, it was a collaborative society. People used to interact with each other, used to talk to each other, confer with each other, not necessarily go to seminar, conference, and attend conference. You can create your own conference in society, in your state, in your area where you're staying. But this happened now. You are used to mobiles, you are used to everything, but you are not using information. And whatever information you are taking is misinformation, is spread by those people who are against our nation. So in British time, nothing had with us. Those people enjoyed this. Those poor people, I call them poor. Believe me, British were never rich. Americans were never rich. British were very poor people, but we made them rich. They came to us. They were intellectual people because they had a struggle in life. We did not struggle in life. British struggle, really struggle, because they had no crop. They have no irrigation. They have no drinking water. They have no good living. Even if you go and see in this age also, they are not very well built. Our people have bungalows here, our people have flats, our people have so many other facilities, but those people still miss that. We have air condition, we have everything. We are spoiling though, we are spoiling. We have good education, of course. We have good university, we have all good facilities. We are till cheap labor. They don't have cheap labor here. They cannot build house because the labor cost. Why England is a warehouse. It's no more a property country. It's no more an industrial country. It has different type of economy. 90% of people are out from there. Youth are out. Women are out. Male are out. Go to Gulf, you'll find all people from there. Go to any country of Gulf. Go to any country of Middle East. Go to where Libya. Go to Iraq. Go. If not now, if you say 10 to 15 years back, you go anywhere, you'll find people from there in research work, in design work, in engineering work, everywhere. And they are meant there because these Gulf countries, these Middle East countries think that these are intellectual people, these ruled us, and only those people who ruled us must have been intelligent and powerful. They consider them as managers, even though they're not educated, they're not qualified. I have seen people who used to work as plumber in England for a mechanical manager, plumbing manager in Gulf. Say a welder in England or welder somewhere else was a mechanical manager in here in the oil company. This is happening. I have seen many people who don't know ABCD of engineering, ABCD of English, even they write with using the left hand, they write in capitals, they cannot even write their own language. They are managed everywhere in Middle East and Gulf. This is the status of these people. It's not a criticism, it's a fact of life which I observe myself. Our people may be black, maybe Sangla, maybe whatever, maybe highly class. They use correct English, correct writing, correct talks, but they are fear, oh sir, your sir. We consider them sir. This is a problem. A donkey, a British donkey, we call him sir. A British horse, we call him sir. And sir is always sir. They use a title of sir, but we entitle ourselves to call them sir. It's a title only, it's nothing else. Only a title. This is their law. We don't have such title, but we adopt title issued by foreign countries. My lord, lord, they call him judge's lord. What lord you are? You are a professional. That's it. You are given a job, consider evidences, consider argument, and deliver a judgment. That's it. Nothing more than that. We should call you Lord. Different. You are Lord, you are Krishna, you are Rama, you are Tridev, you are Kali. What nonsense. You are a human being or not? You are educated or not? How can one educated professional expect that people should call him Lord or people should call him Sir? I don't expect someone to call me Sir because I'm not Sir. I'm a human being. We have a different culture in our country. We call Shri or Shrimati. Even Shrimati is wrong. I call Shri Man. Man means state, you can say Manak, like a standard of talk, a standard of address. It's Manak. But Shri is what? Do you know that? Shri means shrine, where God stays. Amrit, Shri, Shrine Amritsar Gurdwara, Shrine Ram Temple, Shrine Krishna Temple. This is called shrine, and Shri means Bhagavan, God. Shri is us to we write Shri with everybody because we consider everybody Devta. Everybody is Devta, Devo Bhave. Our all soul, because we call Devta because we have already a soul, and soul is a part of Devta. That is the basis behind that. No problem. You call Siri, you call what they call Mister. What is Mister? Tell me. What title does it mean? Mister. Mister. What is a Mister? Mist is water vapors on trees, on plants, on leaves of you can say these bushes. You go early morning in the winter, somewhere you find drops of water or white paste on these trees. That's called mist. What relation it has caused to word mister? So what relation we are going to be called sir or to be called lord? This is just a fake word, a futile consideration, a dream world where we consider ourselves Lord and Sir and all that. Be human first, nothing else. Why to call such a thing? My name is there is my name, and that's it. My name has been given by my father and my mother, and that is more important than calling myself. Okay, profession is something else. If someone is an engineer, someone is a doctor, that is our profession. That is a work related profession. That is different. I will not say that. That is a competency, that is achievement, that is society help. If I somebody knows me as an engineer or doctor or professor, because I am contributing something to society, and they should identify me like that. They should take difference in a approach. If they don't understand what the doctor is, and they cannot treat him a doctor, they cannot treat they can extend you can support to a doctor. So that is a professional designation, it is something else. But we are mixing of everything. Sahab, what is Sahab? We This is slavery. It is called sleeping society. It is called a covered society. We are born covered because we have been trained by British people. Our education system has been based by British. Our legislative system has been made following British style. Our Constitution of India, even if you take this, though it is very shrine, it's kind of shrine document in our country, yet it has been extracted from Government of India Act 1935. You open that act, you'll find similarities in structure of this document. Of course, there have been amendments and changes which took many years to think of, and how it will apply on our society. That has been considered, that was considered, and that should have been. But it is approach similar. Our all parliament acts have been based on the same structure as British Parliament did, because we don't do anything on our own. We feel shame in originating something. We copy something because we are computer master. We can copy and paste, or we can cut and paste. We are master of that. Some kids used to make a joke. If there is a needle on needle, it was very difficult to make a needle so thin and so long and this is the smallest diameter. But it is very easy to put a seal made in India. People used to joke like that. So we are that type of society. So in Mughal time, we were a sleeping society, but working. We were working and sleeping, but in British, we were covered. We were so covered of British people, they started to rule from one point and spread their rule all over country except South. You see, Bengal, they start from Bengal. After the charter was issued, this was named as East India Company. They became a company. Means these prisoners, 3,000 prisoners who were released from there, from their jails, given exile to go leave that country, England, and go to beyond seas and that land which is called India. This is now British India, and you will rule our British India. You will be resident there, you will be commissioner there, you will be governor general there, and you will report to us in England and London. They continued successfully. And we used to call even today, oh, British rule, what people they were. There was no problem in that society. They don't want to create any problem because they were enjoying our society. They were not living with us. They made their own cities. They made their own buildings. They made everything for themselves because they never wanted to leave this country. But they were forced to leave this country by whatever means. I'm not going to in that talk. That has nothing to do with this talk. What I'm saying is, we were a covered society. We were a, you can say, I don't know why, which word should I use in British? Not a slave. We are, of course, a slave. In Mughal time, we were not that type of slave. But in British, we were slaves. In this duration, which is time. So slave. We were beaten by Mughals first. Then we were further beaten, further compacted our bodies, our minds, our souls, and consolidated. Why am these using these terms, compacted and consolidated? Just for your information, because you may not be having that reference to engineering. These two words are used in sand filling or soil filling. When you backfill something after excavation, you have to fill that with soil, and it is filled in layers, and we immediately fill it and compact it so that density should increase. If your thickness should come down, if you keep 20 centimeter thickness and start compacting, and water goes to 15 centimeters, say that is called compaction. Compaction means pack it properly, pack it further and further and further. That's called compaction. Compaction, com and packed, uniformity of packing. We keep it packing it because this is compressible soil. We pack it and pack it and pack it. It's compacted at immediate density achievement it is. And it goes on for years and years and years and decades and decades and decades, and say 50 years, 60 years, 100 years, 200 years. It further densifies that compaction density, and another density after decades is called consolidation. Means it is now solidified. That time is packed, now it is solidified, become more and more solid, more and more powerful, has more and more strength. That is called consolidation. So we were compacted. We had start of compaction by Mughal, and gradually and varying way it reached British. They further compacted us and they consolidated us. So our souls, our bodies, our minds, our strength of resistance, all compacted and consolidated to a stage where you could call ourselves coward people of Bharat. We were covered because we were not allowed to think, we were not allowed to study, we were not allowed to advance, we were not allowed to talk, we were not allowed to revolutionize, we were not allowed to struggle, we were not allowed to do anything. Only those people who are having high profiles, higher income, higher middle status, like Nehru, like Gandhi, like others, and before that, so many like Subhas and so many others. I will not name them now. They were having one relation or another in UK or in countries where UK ruled in those days. They have sources and approaches like Motilal Nehru's father, or who, I don't know, he used to work in courts, as I know. He used to work in the sessions court and used to voice out who such and such person present ho, hajir ho, you have the time. He was there and he had some known to relations with judges of that time, and all judges or magistrates belong to British people, belong to British country. There were no judges who belonged to our society. And these people had arrangement ships and they sent their kids to England like Nehru. This went there and studied like they reached there, they studied there. Only these people studied laws, where these were not allowed even to study sciences and others advanced techniques. Only law and barrister degrees they took from there, they earned and came to our countries later on. That's why I'm saying there was no education system in our society, no education from any discipline, any stream, any field, and we were living society, or we were sleeping society, or we were called society. You can fix yourself what society we had. This talk is very different as a philosophical talk, as an analytical talk, and theoretical talk, and assimilistic talk, and contemplative talk, whatever it is you can call it. But these are facts of life. I have extracted all this information from my own consideration and from various informations available on internet or from some other books and some other talks and interactions of people. So we belong to society which originated from pre-Mughal era, which was a different era, I mean Chanakya era and other eras, which were having some strength of democracy, some strength of secularism, some strength of other streams of political management, and then Mughal management, which are altogether different. Akbar gave another kind of religion, though I'm not talking religion, but he combined one religion to another religion and created another religion, like the Lelahi. You might have heard Akbar. Similarly, these people imposed Christianity and tried to do something but failed, because it is not easy to impose on others your own thoughts regarding God. God has no religion. God is one. It's powerful. Name is one. It's for all. Gita never says that you are this religion. Ramayana never says you are this religion. And even Bible doesn't say you are that religion. And even Quran doesn't say your religion. Quran never said that. None of this. They only teach you how to live life. How to live life. How to be happy. This is what all these books, holy books, teach us, but we accept only those portions which are bad. We don't accept portions which are good for life. If there were many religions God allowed, then there should have been many suns and there were many moons and many other planets of same nature. And we could say that yes, there is a difference. But God has nothing to do with that. He has just given what He wanted. But we manage ourselves. I'm not talking about religion because it's nonsense, it's waste of time. You just think you yourself are religion. My soul is my religion. I believe in soul. I believe in nature, so my religion is my soul. My religion is good, not bad. My religion is positive, not negative. My religion is cooperate with others, help with others, and do constructive work, and not to damage work. My religion is not to believe in atomic bomb. My religion is not to believe in break this earth. My religion is not to believe in pollute air. My religion is keep air fresh, make this world, develop this world, because I am a labor. I was sent by Almighty God from go to earth, help it. I created this earth for you. Go to do something. If you can help it, help it, come back. But I'm not helping earth. I'm just living here. I want to see my wife should be there, my kid should be there, and their marriage is my responsibility, and their future is my responsibility. I am taking all responsibility. I am sharing all on responsibilities, but I'm not sharing what God asked me to do. This is the difference. For 50 years or 100 years, we come here and half time we sleep and half time work. We can say 10, 15 years our childish time, infancy time, 10, 20 years our education time. What time is left? 25, 30% time is left. In that time, we have to help God. We are not even doing that. We are busy in our kidding, our schooling, our touring, and all that, our worshipping. So we are wasting all time. So we did not cooperate with God. We did not do his task assigned to us like labor. So what money will get from there? What wages that God shall give to me? He will just give negative wages. So think on why should we behave in that way? We should not behave in that way. We should not be a coward society. British made us coward, and still in our mind that cowardice appears. I am talking to you in English. This itself is an indication this is cowardice. I am a coward, of course, I am a coward, but I am talking in English because I want this message to reach to as much as many as wide as stream of people, as much layers of people who are not even staying in my country alone, who are staying in other countries and who don't understand Hindi language, who don't understand my language, just to support them, because you people will understand by this or by them, because my English not that difficult. I am speaking like a kid, like a schoolboy. My words are very simple. My vocabulary is not like Times of India or in Indian Express and those Hindu and all these. They write very difficult language for which you have to open your dictionary and understand what the word is. But I don't do that. I'm talking in a very simple language, not even using grammar and translation 100% in this. So that message should go like British English, like American English. If you talk to some American, you will not find any structure of English or in translation. Similarly, if you talk to some British or Canadian, you will not find like that. They may say it's our language, this language, just like Hindi is our language, Tamil is our language. We don't use the structure in Hindi language in writing and speaking. If you see writing of Hindi, really you cannot understand that. If you see writing of their languages, you cannot understand that. If you go to UP, you cannot understand what they talk in Hindi. And if I stay in Delhi, I can't understand that they talk. And they don't know. I'm using Urdu mix and Hindi mix and English mix and Arabic mix and this mix and that mix. This is language. So language is the thing, but it's a part of life. We cannot deny that. Language is our support of communication. It is written support, it's talking support, it's in signing support. Even by eyes you can talk, even by mind you can talk. If I'm sitting here, I'm concentrating something, my waves can reach someone, even to you if you belong to me, if you are my relative, I can know what's happening to you by this single transmission. This happens. This is a spiritual transmission, which I will discuss later on. Because this is not that correct time. This time of election, and we are concentrating ourselves on our situation of our country. Bharat was fighting now versus the ongoing difficulties in our country. So I belong to a society which was a sleeping society one time, which is now a covered society, and still British have gone. They have left. They maltreated us. They abused us. They looted us. They made us fools. They suppressed us. They applied atrocities on us, and they left by whatever means they left. It's out of talk, but they left. They left. It's already 70 years, so-called 70 years. We still in the same mood. We could not amend ourselves. We could neither protect our culture, we could nor protect our education, Now we protect our systems, we don't protect our uniform, we could not do anything. We are just flowing in British mode as they were, we are now. Your style of living, your style of thinking, our style of working is not British, mind it. All other styles are there. We can arrange parties, we can arrange marriages, we can say, oh, you are social, I'm not social, like that. We can do whatever we want, we can avail facilities, we can spend money, we can do whatever we want to do, but no systems. Our working culture is dead. If I'm punctual in time, people will call me, oh, you are punctual in time, you are not suitable to society. If I don't have any girlfriend as a young boy, oh, you don't have any girlfriend or you don't have boyfriend, you are not fitting society. In my time, girlfriend and boyfriend, different meaning. They were friends, now they are no friends, they are relatives. This is the difference. Living in the society, they are living marriage. They are not, I have to call it, I really living relationship. LGBT now they are there. It's strange. In England, they are talking in education about LGBT and all that. In England, they are talking. In other countries, they are talking. Means they are trying to correct themselves. We are not trying to correct ourselves. All our laws have been inherited from those people who had different culture, who had different living system, who had different type of thinking society. We have adopted same for us, but it's moving. Now we are neither covered nor sleeping. I don't know what society we are. We are a society at this moment in 2019 is going you can following a mad rush. We are following mad rush. We have no destination. I consider a human as a personal, private, general, and destination. In my life, there is only one destination which I don't know. And in your life also, there is one destination which you don't know, and you will never know because you are walking, you are running in a mad rush. You don't know where shall you reach. Yes, your job is required, your marriage is required, your nuclear family is required, your joint family is required, your society is required, your neighborhood is required, your state is required, everything is required. But are you required? That is question. Everything is required. Am I required in this country? Am I required in my society? I have to think. I claim I belong to this country. Yes, that is a genuine claim. That is a constitutional claim. But am I required? Society doesn't need me. Tell me who needs whom? If you today I die, who bothers? Now people will go behind and Bihari Wajid that and Modi's and somebody else in Indira Gandhi. Nobody shall follow me. Because I am not required. If there is no difference, even at my death, what value I have? Oh, gone, rest in peace. That's it. My relatives say only. They will wait for a few days, and even my dead body is removed within me hours. So it will decompose, and people have to eat, and children are starving. They are feeling hungry. Remove quickly. This means I'm not required. Well, that's something personal. But my question is, my thoughtful contemplation is, what our society is today. Do we call ourselves Bharat now? We are Bharat or Bhar, I don't know. Bharat is name if you remove Bharat and remove T and say Bhar. I think we are Bhar on world. We are not contributing anywhere in world. We are not even contributing to ourselves in world. Our education is not supporting us. We are not supporting us. Our agricultural base is gone. If farmers are committing suicide, if farmers are not happy to work, how can I, as a citizen, educated person, working in industry, working somewhere else, can work on in fields? How can I work on fields? But field is basics. Without field, we cannot survive. People should understand agriculture. Maybe Kisan poor, maybe Kisan uneducated, maybe Kisan educated, but without his efforts, without crops, nation cannot survive. You may be having nuclear power, you may have anything, you may go to fight in space, you do whatever you want, but without rice and without wheat, we cannot live. How can we live? So basic unit still for survival is farmer, but farmer commits suicide. Farmers dies because farmer declares I am not required because he has no money. He has to repay. He cannot have this. His economy is disturbed, turbulent now, not laminar, turbulent. You know difference of laminar and turbulence? Turbulence means disturbance. When there is hydraulic jump in a gate of river canal, you know there's a difference of water, turbulence flow. Then fishes are up coming and jump. Laminar is peace, flow in a smooth way. High viscosity in laminar flow and no viscosity in turbulence flow. Turbulent, flight was in turbulence. You had to use seat belt. It is called, right? They announce. Same thing is our life. It is turbulent life in our country. We 130 crore people are there, but we are no use. We are 130 crore rare because scrap. Rags we are. All rags. We are not required. Even 20 crore die, nobody would care. It happens. Because we are a society of no potential, no kinetism, no dynamism, no formalism, no cooperatism. This is what we are. Go to Europe, you will find very small countries, very small population, but they are having standards. We have no standards here. We don't know what standards are. We don't have food standards, we don't have work standards. Nobody cares about time. People are burning fuel, people are walking, they are driving, they are using scooters, motorcycles, big cars, big buses, and everything. They are doing everything, but they have no standards. Nobody bothers. My son should go to best school and university. I don't care how much money I have to spend. Why don't we care? Money is money. It's wealth. If I burn money, I'll burn myself. You may be crorepati, you may be Arabpati, but everybody is not is. Everybody is not crorepati. There's labor also, workers also, who don't have job, who are earning 200 rupees a day. They are living in chhopdi, jhuggas, what called chuggi chhopdi. Yes, huts, apartments. They are people of this country too. You are more comfortable to them because if you are rich and sometimes you feel struggle in life or you are trapped in somewhere economically, you'll be mad. You'll say, "Oh, I am in depression and have stress and that." But labor sleeps. That labor kids sleep in sun. They don't have roof. They sleep in rain. They don't have roof. They sleep in cold. They don't roof. They are not talking like that. They got two chapatis by even in bhandaras. They are happy. They work 8 hours a day. They are happy. But we are not happy. You think those people who have money they are happy? Because we are covered society, but from whom we are covered? We are covered from ourselves. We are covered from our degradation of standards. If I am in middle class, I think, oh, I'm in a race. I have to reach there because where I don't know. But I have to run. I have to reach. I have to settle. You have to settle in USA. I have to settle in Canada. I have to settle somewhere else because I don't want to settle here. If one person doesn't respect his home, neighbor will not respect him. Remember, if you don't respect yourself, nobody will respect you. Until various this is the country as ours, our wealth. I learned this from Arab people, believe me. There are many Arabs I worked with. This was my place I have to go. They are good or bad, doesn't matter. It's like Lebanon, there was in war, like Syria, which is in war, like Iraq, which was in war. They never, you can say, discare about their country. They never say, no, my country is good, it's my place. You may be rich, or may be rich, I don't care, but that is my place. That's called respect. Maybe my country, Bharat, the poor one, maybe people don't have education, people don't have, after all, it's my country. It belongs to me on this earth. All world is mine, but by passport management, by authoritative management, by citizen management, I belong to Bharat. And Bharat is mine. I have to respect Bharat. But it's not happened. Current political standards have so dropped that they don't even know Bharat is. They simply want to have power. That is why I am covered. And they are covered too, believe me. If they want power and they don't get power, they will be disappearing, They will run away from here. They will not like to see faces. They will not expose themselves. We are such coward people. We were born covered and we are covered now. Politically we are covered, economically we are covered, technically we are covered, and medically we are covered, everywhere we are. Doctors. Doctors used to be our gods. They used to support society, support patients, but they have done not. Go to any hospital, you have to pay bills, lakhs and lakhs of bills just for 4 or 5 days treatment. What does it mean? Is doctor a doctor now? Is health service a service now? It's a commerce. It has become a commerce. Doctors are businessmen. They want, they will write many tests for you, required or not required. They will write, go take this test, this test, this test, and you spend fee and half of that doctor will take. This is if cowardice or not. Even after having educated, you are using your, you can say you're like an agent, you can say medical agent. It's a medical agency. Half doctor you are, only for treatment percent. You want to use that customer, that patient, that your client, to extract money from that client, because that client is under compulsion. He has no other way out. Because if that person goes to government hospital, no care shall be taken, no shall be given to him. And you are abusing that power. You are doing that. You could treat him on personal level, but you are not doing that. I used to go to one doctor in my area when I was too young, say in my child's time. That doctor used to take only 2 rupees per trip, per visit, including medicine. In the same, he used to give medicine. Some by grinding medicines and tablets, they used to 3, 4 times you take this. 2 or 3 visits made, and you are okay. That is called doctor. These are robbers. These are business doctors, business people. Engineers, many of them, same, government people. They don't care for quality, they don't care for they don't care nation. And these, and the industrial people, you know them, no need of commenting on them because they're all same. They all same, no difference. But these politicians, our great politicians, our Deshbhakt politicians, Congress politicians, BJP politicians, other politicians, what they are they patriotically? You call them Deshbhakt? If you call them Deshbhakt, this means you don't have mind. I would simply say. You have only heart. That is also polluted one, disturbed one. If these people are Deshbhakt, then there is no need of any definition of Deshbhakt. These people can never be Deshbhakt. Because this is political commercial business. Our politics has become a trade. Our politics is an industry. Our politics is a robbing area, robbing training center. Our politics is such a sewage tank now, septic tank now, that even bacteria cannot stay there. You know bacteria, which bacteria is there in sewage tanks, septic tanks? There are two types of bacteria, just for your information in that connection. One bacteria is called aerobic bacteria, which survives by using oxygen, and another bacteria is anaerobic bacteria, which doesn't take oxygen from air and survives in non-oxygen environment. That bacteria is used in sewage tanks, septic tanks, to eat that chemical, eat that part of organic material which is mixed in stool and excreta, human excreta, and that is decomposed to sludge, which is black particle, black is material in a couple of months. These people are anaerobic bacteria. I call these politicians anaerobic bacteria because they don't need oxygen to survive. They need carbon monoxide to survive, carbon dioxide survive, because of their such mind, polluted thought, polluted school of understanding, and polluted lead of life. All. I don't care about white clothes. I don't care about khadi clothes. I don't care about anything. I care about character, thought, service, dedication, commitment, and what you do in your life. These people are selling party tickets in crores by auction. These robbing candidates are paying money to get tickets. This is democracy. You call it democracy? Should you? You call it lead society? Should you? These are robbers. They are coward. They don't want to lose seats. Means they are buying seats. Strange. 10 crores to Congress or BJP and buy seat, and then spend 50, 20, 40 crores in election and come to MP position by paying money so much and then making 10 times of that money. What society is that? Is it not a looting society? Are they not robbers? They are robbers. All are robbers. But we are accepting them. We are super robbers. We are their police. We should be their police because they are our servants, but we are not policing them. We are supporting them. If Modi is not there, there will be no Bharat. If Rahul is not there, they will not be this. Are we born to speak like that? Are we born for Modi? Are we born for Rahul? Are we born for Mayawati? Are we born for Mamta or someone else? Or we are born for our country, Bharat? This is what cowardice we have. You can also be Prime Minister of this country. You can also be MP of this country. Why don't you have courage for that? Why don't you see face? Why don't you stand yourself? Why don't you struggle for your country? Were they responsible who struggled for our freedom? Were they responsible for that? Or they were slaves? They got us this country for this purpose. Don't care for this country, then are we not coward? We cannot even care for our country, our land. How can we care for others? Have you ever thought of? Should it not be thought over like this? I don't understand why it's not happening. It is only factors youth in the whole world who does something, because persons like me who has crossed 60 are not supposed to do this except to suggest and advise. But youth, burning youth, usually burning, they are cold, they are busy everywhere. Oh, I am Modi Bhakt, I am Congress Bhakt. Are you born to do bhakti? You have just one destination. Oh, I don't have a job. I want job. If Modi gives you money, you say good Modi. If Rahul gives you money, you say good Rahul. Are you born for this destination? Is this your totality of life character? Youth must burn in mind, in body, in thought, and do something revolutionary. Youth should fight with these political rovers and replace them from parliament, keep themselves there. Kick them out from parliament, but you're not doing that. You're supporting them. You are supporting crooks. You are supporting this robbing prime minister and robbing opposition leader. They are robbers. How can, why don't you become prime minister? Tell me what problem is there. Why don't you become MP of this country? What weakness you have? Don't you have mind? Don't you have body? Don't you have energy? Don't you have your other power? Cannot you understand what law is? Can you to do go to parliament? Can you to enter there? Can you to go to people to talk about? Can you to ask people to go vote for you? Why not? Why my 134 people should depend upon these bloody fool politicians who are robbers, who have robbed us for 70 years and is still robbing? Why should I say my God is Modi or my God is this or my that? How hell with these politicians? But this is job of youth, because youth is half 35 to 50% in public. Youth can do those, but they are not doing this. They are not doing this. They are followers. They are follower of Congress. They are follower of BJP. They are follower of all these murda politicians, I call them. And these youth are also same, because they are not doing what they should do. Gandhi did not ask you support these politicians. Subhash also did not support you. They did not advise you. No political leader advised you in past. Follow them. Who advised you? It is your country, it is your society, your nation. Why are you so covered? Why don't you understand this is your nation? You have to manage this. Why don't you depend upon these people? You come out on your own. It is internet age, information is available. You can expose yourself, talk to people, do something, try at least. Tell me out of 500 seats, how many youth are there? Non-political youth. How many are there? Except one person has come against Modi, and that is a soldier who was in army. Only that type of people are coming because they have some relation, they are known people. Why you don't be known? Why don't you talk on internet to people? What problem is there? But you will not do, because you are slaves, you are covered, you are sleeping, you are not waking, you do not do something, you are courageous, you are not courageous, you are, believe me, still you are slaves of British and Mughals. Just these faces have been replaced. Constitution has been given to you, but that is no useless constitution, because you are not using that. Judges are using that, politicians are using that, business people are using that, reservation people are using that, but youth is not using that, because they don't understand. They are not used to reading culture. They are not used to understanding culture, theoretical culture. They are not used to anything. They are just used to sleeping, cowardice, this and that. Elections have started. 2019 is running, but still nothing is happening. Same will repeat. Another election, another political gain, win, victory of BJP or victory of Congress or victory of someone else, and again same government, 5 years, same, and nobody will care about voters and public taxation and tax and tax and tax, and kill people, loot people, rob them, and this politician people go to all countries, have free walk, free medical treatment, free tourism and all that, and they will enjoy life for 5 years. at your cost, at your tax, at your hard work, and you will not have jobs again. You will not get jobs. Don't worry, you will get jobs. Never. You have to work hard to get jobs. You have to work for others to get jobs. You may have to leave this country to go to Arab or to the Middle East or somewhere else to get jobs. But you will not get jobs from these politicians because they don't want you employed you. They want you stuck. Because you come to go to them again and back. This is what these politicians want. If Modi wanted, he could provide jobs. It was very easy. He did not do that because he wanted you to be like in that same position. Come on again, please, Modi Sahab, give me a job. It is very easy because Modi has no mind. Even if he has mind, he does not use that. Jobs could be created, but you have to import all items from China, from some other country because they will get commissions. He could not create construction, production, manufacturing of these fighter planes here. We have. Why you go to France? Why go to someone else? But they will not do that. They want their way. They don't want your way. They don't want you to speak. They want people to speak. Just people should say, oh, Modi sir, Bhakt Modi, bloody Bhakt Modi or bloody Bhakt Congress. You all rascals and sewage bacteria, cockroaches you are. You cannot think for your country. You cannot think, and cannot think. Because you are slave born, born slave. You are born boomer. This is what you are. Bharat cannot wait for you because you are no youth. You are old guys, veterans. Veterans are better. Senior citizens are better. You cannot even give seats to senior people standing in metro. You are youth. You are busy headphones in your ears and sleeping on those seats which belong to seniors. This is youth. Girls will sit there on senior seat and sleep. This is youth. You want to take whiskey. You are youth. You want to take drugs. You are youth. You want job without work. You are youth. You worship in air conditioned rooms using computers and not going to fields. You are youth. What youth you are? You are a burden on society. You are a burden on Bharat. Until you are having this type of character, you cannot, even British will come again or someone else will come again. This will happen, I'm telling you. Because youth, you are not burning. You are not burning mind. You are not enlightened mind. You are not. You are behind these crooks. 550 youth cannot come out to rule this country. This is youth. You want Modi, you want Rahul. You don't have any degree of shame. Why you are raised Modi so high? Why? Why you raise Rahul so high? Why you raise them? Why don't you raise yourself? When you go to use a lift, it will take you as well as someone else. You lift yourself and make yourself an elevator, make yourself escalator, travelator. Why don't you make? That's what I mean. This talk is different kind. I'm not going to say anything about election. Election will come, election shall go. It is a routine. But impact shall come to you, your family, your parent, your society, to all of you. That's what I'm saying. Well, again, it's too long a video, and I can talk a lot about this. In the next video, I will talk. So I will just conclude this video now with your permission. Sorry if I use something pinched to you because I have spoken bad word also in this because I'm angry. I don't know this election. Believe me, I don't trust this election. It's all fake election. Same EVM use. They will mismanage this. They will win seats by hook or by crook. This will happen. They don't think of Bharat, they don't think of you. They want only to be in seat. Modi, by hook or crook, is trying everything to come back to power. That's it. Nothing else. He doesn't care for country. He doesn't care for you. He doesn't care for anybody here. He doesn't. He cares only for himself that he should win PMO seat. While you can be a PMO, you can be PM, you can be MP, you can be. You don't want. He doesn't want you to think that way, and that's it. That's it. That's all. Nothing else. Jai Bharat. Thank you very much.